Alquist. Blue one and a white. Free vigilance, human. You get a clue when he comes into play, and then he just swings Rev on the stick. Sacrifice, tap, sacrifice a clue, you draw X cards and gain X life. It is a powerful effect. You can't, it does block Fable, it doesn't get pushed super easily. You get all the value out of it. Something to do is like the fairy plus mana. Who wants that card though? I expect to see plain standard. Yeah, free vigilance that gives you some value. It's a legend too, all the legend decks. Very good was Mox Amber and Malik Rebuke. Ooh, you mean in my artifact deck? Let's see if my artifact deck would want that dude. He's not a pirate, is he? Surely he's a pirate. Damn it. Oh, but I don't really want to play Mox Amber. I'm not playing the modern Freelam. You mean the one that started 40 minutes ago? Alright, I mean, I don't know. That card's kind of whatever, right? Can't be broken. Ezream, Agency Chief. 5 mana, Archon Detective. 5 mana, 5/5 flying. Investigate twice. Now we're talking. 1 second artifact gains your choice of Vigilance, Lifelink, or Hexproof on the end of turn. Oh, Lifelink. Lifelink would. Oh, it does do Lifelink. Vigilance, Lifelink, or Hexproof. All the good ones, really. It's like a Baneslayer Angel that gets disputed. Like, is it better than a Regal Caracal, for instance? It's better on turn 6 if you have 1 mana up. You can still kill it with a trigger on the stack. Also, infinite mana sink for Rona to draw the deck. Trying to think of deck cards whatever, see like playing maybe blue-white sideboards. Alright, let's move on. Granite Witness. Just a common. No More Lies. I mean, obviously, I don't think we need to talk too much about No More Lies. No hot takes here, just great cards. Mana Leak, Exile. Blue-white's already one of the best decks. There's some other Dalvin Veto decks that have been going around, like Harry 13 did well, was with Harry Sko, Harry 13. He had a list. It's not blue-white, but oh, never mind. Got to the finals of Pioneer qualifiers. I thought I had in the gym 2 hours before the event. Deck was sweet and did what it was supposed to do. I'll have a guide. Did what it was supposed to do, aka I drew my lands well and didn't get too many awkward draws and didn't get mana screwed, but I see you have to run good to win well, but to win a tournament or get second, but yeah. That's kind of a different take on Bring to Light. Carrot is pretty busted card. Yorion is nice. And like a deck like that could get, I don't know. I'll probably try that list at some point this week. Get a feel. Yeah, that card would probably just replace Make Disappear. That said buy. Oh yeah, you gotta buy in the top 8 somehow. Officious Interrogation. I haven't seen that card. Blue-white, instant. This spell costs blue-white more to cast for each target beyond the first. Choose any number of target players. Investigate X time, where X is a total number of creatures just players control. So you're playing into beat an aggro deck. You target them. You choose them. You investigate X times, where X is the number of creatures they control. So you get like 2. Oh, that card's just terrible, right? Alright, what am I missing, chat? Just commander card? Or is there some like secret broken application there? How did you feel about Rhinos in the field this weekend? I mean, it had good results, right? It was fine. It did a bit better than I thought it would do overall. I mean, my turn didn't go well, but I think I just ran bad. Can you play the Electro Balance with Dragon as Foretold Rhinos after I think it's better than Cascade. Restore Balance. I doubt it. I've played a lot of As Foretold Electro Balance decks and they're just awkward. They're really bad against Spell Pierce. But welcome to Seri. I mean, if you have a list that looks really tight and really good, I would give it a try probably at some point. Not right now because I'm focused on Pioneer, but you can target yourself at more in there. Alright, let's keep going. Private Eye. Multicolored Detective. Oh, it's the Lord. Other detectives you control get +1/+1. And ready to draw a second card each turn. Come block. Wow. Amazing. Combi block. Great card. Curse to kill. 5 mana, aura, chain creature. Okay, so it's a steal. It's a mind control. Oh, not mind control. What are these cards even called? Control magic. Dedicated creature has base power and toughness 1/1, has depth touch, and is an assassin to its other types. Okay, so it's just limited card. Curious Cadaver, 4 mana. 3/1 flying. When you sack a clue, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Wait, what? Oh, graveyard to your hand. Drag the Canal. Yeah, I think that's the card I'm most excited about. Just because I enjoy Blue, Black, and Pioneer, and think maybe that card. It's hard to say. I feel like that card's a bit like, in some ways, a bit like Assemble the Players. It's just really hard to say without playing with it first. How it plays out, but yeah. Blue and black, instant, get a 2/2 white and blue detective creature token. If a creature died this turn, you gain 2 life, surveil 2, then investigate. Just feels like you can slowly grind your opponent down, and it's good with Stick Fruiton, Gear Hulk, enables a bunch of stuff, just lots of value. I'm seeing it just in the lens of like pair it up with 4 Fatal Push and put 4 in my control deck and just see what happens. But maybe there's something more to it, something better you can do. It does feel like not that great, honestly. I don't have high hopes at all for Drag the Canal, but Blue Black Phoenix. 2 mana is rough. And it doesn't advance your game plan really to cast it on 2. Drag for Dimer will a nice addition. Well, that was a real sentence I just read from a chatter. Thoughts on Normalize? I mean, there's nothing much to say, right? It's kind of obvious that card's going to be a decent improvement for anyone who was playing Make Disappears or Blue White Control, etc. Also, I guess if you're playing in a control mirror, you just have a card that's 2/2 for 2 instant speeds. It's not very exciting. Kind of has to replace Edict because it trades with some cheap creatures. Yeah, the more I think about it, maybe if you're playing rogues, like some blue-black creature deck, but then it's still pretty. Yeah, that card's probably just not very good, right? Unfortunately. What's it called exactly? Trying to kill. Is it better than Shark Typhoon? Oh, that's a combo, right? It does work with Shark Typhoon. You cycle Shark for 0 and then you cast that. That's kind of nice. Anti-board wipe card. Alright, Etrada, sorry, Deadly Fugitive. 1/4 for free. Vamp Assassin, Death Touch. Based on creatures you control at 4, turn this creature face up. If you can't exile it, then you cast it, exile. So you can cast like instance cards when it deals damage to a player, cloak the top card in the library. It's kind of an engine, but doesn't seem that great. Berry Snoop. 1/4 flying for free. Why am I reading that card? Next. Lazav. 2/3 for 2. Whenever Lazav faces attacks, exile target card from a graveyard, then investigate. Whenever you stack a clue, you may have Lazav become a copy of. Is that good in standards? Seems like kind of good enough for standard now. Is Mana League that exiles the best cards? For Pioneer, it might be. I think Cryptic Code is pretty interesting. which is a 3 mana artifact. You cloak a card, it equips it, and you can bounce it. It's like good mid-range cards. I think the Scholar, the 2/2 flying vigilance for free that draws 2, discard 1 could be decent. But yeah, No More Lies might be the best card for Pioneer. Shapeshifter Detective. It would be funny if Detective was just viable. Oops, all detectives. Cryptic Code feels like a different take on Batterskull, yeah. Could be good in Hammer Time. Just actually castable card too, but maybe not good enough. Blood Splatter Analysis. 2 mana, red black. I guess I'll add Liz up for standard. Wearer of Faces. Standard. Is that what it's called? Black red enchantment enters the battlefield, deals 3 damage to target creature and opponent controls. Alright, so like Oath of Chandra. Whenever one or more creature die, mill a card, including the one you kill. Mill a card, put a bloodstained counter on blood splatter analysis. Then sacrifice it if it has 5 or more. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Saw someone on Twitter be excited about that card. Didn't seem that good to me when I first read it. A little worse than Bone Crusher, yeah. Lazav? Yeah, you can turn a Lazav into an Atraxa pretty fast or into something big. Card's very weird, yeah. Who? Self-mill? You self-mill cats. You can blink it. You can sack it to something, maybe. You get, I don't know. Yeah, let's move on. I'm assuming this card's nothing special, but another Judas. Enigmatic. I don't think Enigmatic can cast red black on turn 2. Not worth it. No, I mean red black on 2 is just impossible with their mana base. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, choose one. Spell gains death touch and left flank, so your bolts just kill everything. Create a 2/2 one dice. That is a really powerful effect, but it's 5 mana. Ansrag the Quake Mole. Mole Gods. 4 mana, 8/4. Whenever it becomes blocked, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. It's funny. 7 mana. Must be blocked each combat this turn. What the hell? Just gets Fatal Push? Or Lightning Axe? More like Meme Gods. Okay, yeah. Breakout. Oh yeah, I saw that card. Red and green. Sorcery. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them. If that card has mana value 2 or less, you may put it onto the battlefield and it gains haste until end of turn. If you didn't put the revealed card onto the battlefield this way, put it in your hand, put the rest at the bottom. It just gives you consistency. It is a creature that gets like Spell Pierce and Veto, and that sucks against Thalia, so it has like some downsides in this way, but I guess then it maybe dodges other things. Thrill Seeker Wombo combo. What? Nice Usage Jar. Bard class? It doesn't find Bard class. Triggers Prowess. Breakout was Dreadhorde Arcanist Haste. What's your 1 mana spell you're flashing back during your red-green deck? Emissary. Burning Tree? I'm never even that impressed by people casting a Burning Tree on 2, but it does give it haste. Every damage matters, yeah. Oh, Bard class was Quake Maul. Monstrous Rage play with fire. Or you're just casting Monstrous Rage turn 1, just targeting myself. What's the math on that card? To hit a 2-drop, doesn't it make it really weird in deck building? Because if you're hitting a 1-drop, it's underwhelming. So you need to hit exactly a 2-drop. I don't know. I mean, Spellseeker and Stormseeker are decent. Was 8/4. I'm not basing my deck around a card that the 4-mana creature that dies to Lightning Axe or Fatal Push. I'm sorry. Carson had a tweet on the math. Carson said 22s. That's so many. And your deck's so underpowered. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it, honestly. I'd have to see a list, and I feel like it's gonna be like just not worth it. If anyone has a list, sure, or a screenshot of a list, feel free, but I'm just gonna move on. Yeah, it does give haste. Giving Arona haste. So you're playing what, combo deck? Rona. That deck didn't have red mana in it though. Rona. I mean, this deck I'm making fun of. I guess it's a Urion deck. 4, 8, 12, 16. It works with Valkyrie, right? You just get to put Tibalt into play. I guess we don't have to play black. Teamer. I guess I do have Luca in my deck. Well, Luke has more of Oath and the mana creature is not really turn 2 red. Tivar was pretty good in that deck. I don't know. Not sold. Yaros. Based on stuff. Move on. That's Oblivion Ring and Ramp. Can land. That's kind of cool as Incarnation, right? Grey Cat is sick with Asmo. Yeah, but you don't have enough targets in your Asmo deck, do you? Can just play Tivar with a few fast lands, Plaza of Heroes, and Oaths of Nissa. Yeah. Binding of Dull Gods. True. Binding of All Gods is a Pioneer legal card and it sees no play. Crowd Control. Little CC Warden. 7 mana spell, I'm gonna respectfully pass. New Tulsimir. Elf Scout, free 2 lifelink, 5 mana. You get a Volja 5/5 token with Trample. When a wolf you control attacks, if Tulsimir attack this combat, target creature no one controls plug. So basically you get a free 2 lifelink and a 5/5 Trample, as opposed as what's the other Tulsimir? Free and a free that fights. It's just worse, right? No one's gonna play that. Green White Storm the Festival was buried in Tulsimir. What's buried? Green White Storm the Festival. Is there an infinite combo? Tristani Free Whispers. Free mana 4/4. White green and a white or green. Target creature gains Death Touch. Blah. 1 mana. Vigilance. Blah. Free mana. Double strike. Buried in the Garden. Oh. Sounds not worth the payoff. Did I read it? Kaya? 4 mana. Kaya. Free loyalty. Whenever one or more creatures you control and or creature cards in your graveyard are put into exile, you may choose a creature card from among them. Till end of turn, target token you control becomes a copy of it except it has flying. +2 surveil to then exile a card from a graveyard. How powerful. It does trigger the passive. +1, create a 1/1 black white spirit token. Territory was flying, not lifelink though. So you play on 4, you take it up to 4. -2, exile target creature you control for each other player's exile opponent target creature that player controls. So you play it in a token strat to already have to. I don't know, man. That card just seems. Someone tell me if that card's good or not. This plus a 6 mana dragon wipes out opponent's boards. You know what, Kaya? I'm happy for you. Or sorry it happened. I'm gonna move on with my life. It's probably just broken. It's probably just like, there's probably some like broken combo, but you know, I'd rather just cast No More Lies, I guess. I'll just counter it. I'll just log down the tokens and then counter the Kaya, and I'll be just fine. Ooh, new Juror's Verdict. A black and a white soul search sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. Exile that card. If the card mana value is 1 or less, create a 1/1 white and black creature. Oh, it's Castigate? Castigate was the upside of Castigate. Castigate's a tiny bit of playing like standards. I think I might have played Castigate at a Pro Tour. Remember, raise your hand, you choose a non-land card. Oh, that's it. Thought it has, for some reason, had another. Power creep. Alright, gonna move on. Human Advisor, Teysa, 2 free Death Touch. At the beginning of your end step, investigate for each human who lost life this turn. Okay, not bad. Whenever a clue you control is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white and black spirit token with flying, so it triggers only once a turn. I mean, it's a fine card, right? These cards are like... There's like a million of them, right? Treacherous Greed. 3 mana instant speed as an initial cost to cast this spell. Sacrifice a creature that dealt damage this turn. Draw 3 cards, each of them loses free life, and you gain free life. There's an additional cost to cast the spell. Sacrifice a creature that dealt damage this turn. So it can be just a creature, even a creature that got blocked. Oh no, I guess we got blocked. And it died. You can't sack it. Draw 3 cards, each of them loses free life, and you gain free life. Bowmaster? It works with Bowmaster, right? This turn. 5 mana. This plus Epicure Wombo combo. Wow. It is a really powerful effect. I don't know how you trigger it reliably, though, especially if people know you have it in your deck. Good was first strike damage, finally. Cat Oven, yeah. That does seem like the most, but even then they can block, and the cat does loss of life, it doesn't count as damage. Does it work with Proxa? It's kind of a cool combo. Cheap flyers, yeah. Token strat, token flyers. It could be obscene. It could just be unbeatable for mid-range decks, right? And like really good against other creature decks. Just make a bunch of flying tokens. You cast that card a couple times in a game. It's pretty massive swing. If the rest of your deck's really cheap, I feel like cheap flying tokens is the best, probably best use. Lingering Souls. Is Lingering Souls fighting illegal? Alright. Or is it? It's not. Like, spirits? As for spirits? Soul Search? Soul Search into... You're sacking your board states. I don't know. Blossom. Alright, let's move on. Whisperinker Vamp. It's just random uncommon. You can't play that in creativity, right? You can't play artifacts. No. Alright, the Gleaming Gear Drake. 1/1 for 2, flying, yet you investigate, and when you sack an artifact, plus. So that would be good in like just that beatdown deck, right? Where is it? That close to 1 like relevant. Alright, I guess that deck. Gives you an extra artifact for Ensoul or Fable. Is it an upgrade? It feels a little mopey. Whenever you sack an artifact, put a plus. I'm not exactly trying to grind your opening out, but it is 2 permanents. But you already have 4 NT, 4 Copter. You have a lot of 2s. You would probably have to replace one of the 2s, which maybe in Soul Artifact, but I doubt it. I don't know how you make room for that card. I feel like it's just a little too medium. Time Explosion, 4 mana. Sorcery, draw 2 cards and you may discard 2 cards when you do. It deals damage to each creature where X is the greatest mana value. Draw 2 cards. So 4 mana, draw 2 cards, sorcery speed, really bad, obviously, but sometimes, It is a sweeper that just, you can main deck 4 if you want to play a sweeper, and then you can sweep creature decks, and if they're not playing creature decks, you have like a bad effect, but it's something. Maybe in a Phoenix deck. Who are you? Who do you really need to sweep in the format though against Rakdos? This card is so sick. It's a Wrath, and yeah, but Blue Red's got a bunch of Wrath before, and they're never good. Discard your attract on Blue Red creativity. Discard your 8 mana card, whatever it's called. Magmatic thingy. Yo, Salseo, thanks for sharing that. I heard there was a rumor that something was decided today. Legacy just been dropped for the arts organization in Europe. They pick again Tournament Center. Who's Tournament Center? I felt like Legacy was doing a good job, and they invested time, and I feel kind of bad for them. I guess, I don't know, it is like, I'm guessing there was like maybe some bids. We are excited to return to Magic the Gathering scene as an official tournament for the regional events. First regional championship will take place in fall 2024. Who's Tournament Center? I don't even know. Do you know? I'm sure you know, Salseo. They made like the Red Bull tournaments. Ugh. Was that? I guess these were. I don't remember if they were good or not. I don't know what the politics are or the money situation is, or if maybe Legacy just didn't want to keep doing it because they just weren't. It wasn't working for them. This seemed like Legacy was doing a good job, though. Does anyone have an opinion on Tournament Center? Tournament Center organized GPs before COVID. Is it implied that Treacherous Greed is a creature control? You can't stack your opponent's permanents. Actually, yeah, you can't stack your opponent's permanent. Wait, what? Are you kidding? You're like, oh, you attack me with your creature, kill it, draw free. That'd be a pretty good card. Think someone's just gonna show the PT was 4 Treacherous Greed in their Esper control deck, and they're gonna be like, someone's gonna tag them, and they'll be, got him. Oh, claim the firstborn, yeah. That'd be all busted. Alright, where were we? Ill-time explosion. Realistically, like, just having a sweeper is not that exciting in a lot of matchups, right? If you're playing blue-red control, blue-red Gearhulk, some blue-red Gearhulk deck. Jose said, I was with the tournament center organizers during Untapped. They were pretty nice. Yeah, I don't think I ever traveled to any of these tournaments. I played some of them online. I think they went pretty well, but they were on that Red Bull wallet, though. I think there could be something in standard with Tesa, Homicide Investigator, and Lich Nice Conquest. That's a reanimate spell. Turn Center was a CFB partner for logistics in Europe Magic Fest too. Okay, so they're solid. So they should be at least a decent job. Ill-timed explosion. The organized fighter TCG2. Okay. I mean, Legacy was doing a good job. But it's not like it was like super amazing or anything. It was just fine Magic turn, good Magic turn. I mean, I never had an issue. I'm not sure if it had more to do with like the locations were not always great. The one in Ghent was pretty good. The one in Naples was not great. Sofia was fine, I guess. Can't be worse than Legacy. Yeah, I mean Legacy they did the job. They were fine. They were, I don't know, but I don't get the full like side event experience. So maybe they weren't that great. Maybe we were just good because we were happy to have something. I don't know. I always had a decent experience going to RCs at least. All right, next. So yeah, I don't know what that if that wrap fits somewhere. It's like a fine card. Like maybe some deck wants it. I guess I'll add it to the list. Schwartz says Legacy's communication was non-Italian and just could have been much better. Dragonfly says there's currently free RCQs total planned in the Netherlands for the next 2 months. So I don't know how great Legacy is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't get the full like experience as someone who's playing side events or someone who's trying to qualify for the RC. So you were commentating on Saturday. Really good job. Yeah, I got to do one round. That was fun. That was really cool. Always happy to fill in if someone needs me. Maybe I'll try to do more commentary if it makes sense with my schedule and financially. I do enjoy it. And I do feel like just being a streamer for many years now has probably made I probably wasn't the best commentator when I did it a bit back in the day, but it was all practice and the stream and stuff. Alright, Volstrider, 4/4 for free, collect evidence 6, becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. When it attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from among cards exiled with it. If that spell would be put into the graveyard, put it on the bottom of your library instead. So you still have to pay the mana, you don't just to cast the spells for free. Crew 2, 4/4, collect evidence 6. You can recast some treasure crews. How do you make that card work? Just seems like a lot of work to make it really strong. Also heard from a friend of mine, their LGS, they tried to get in touch with Legacy Tron and RCQ and they just never heard back. Yeah, they're maybe not super well at communicating and very efficient. Well, I was supposed to say sad, they probably not that Legacy did a terrible job, they were probably fine, but Philly Tournament Center will be better. Many common issues, says Wolosars as well. The play-by-play came so naturally to you, feel like it jives well with the way you narrate your stream. Yeah, I mean, it helped that it was also like, format I've played a ton of. Can you delve from exile? I don't understand what you're saying. Exile Lorien plus Outburst to recast. What? No, Lorien is modern. We're more talking about Pioneer. I doubt that card can never be good in modern, a card that expensive, right? Oh, you mean can you delve again Treasure Cruise? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So it can be good with Treasure Cruise. You need a lot of cards in your graveyards. Because it implies you cast the first Treasure Cruise. I guess maybe you discarded the first Treasure Cruise to something. And then you have a bunch of... Yeah, I mean, Treasure Cruise seems like one of the better cards to try and cast. Right? I'm still curious on Treacherous. Why doesn't it say you control? Because you can't sack your opponent's permanent. It's just the rules of Magic, right? Sacrifice implies it's your permanent you control. They don't need to, specify it. Can you get suspend cards with it? I think you can. Just recast. Which one would you want to recast? Rhinos? Would you play that card in Rhinos? You could collect the evidence with Warren revealed. But how do you get your Rhinos in the graveyard in the first place? Are you talking about casting spells with no mana cost? Does it not work it to me? In theory? I'm going to move on. I feel like that card's just not going to be good. But the floor is not that low, just 4/4 crew 2. I mean, it hits hard. It competes with Fable. And it doesn't work. I mean, Fable crews it. I don't know. Strikes me as a little too many hoops. Calyx Visionary Inventor, 7 mana. Okay, I'm gonna move on to 7 mana. Wild rated. -4, 2 haste whenever it attacks. Assassin's Trophy is back. Hate that cards. You probably should not put it in your deck unless you have a really good reason to. Insidious Roots, there it is. That card people talked a lot about. Black-green enchantment. Creature tokens you control have tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a plant creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on each plant you control. Adam, add on please, deck list. Birds feel very overrated. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's overrated. I think it's just people getting excited about new cards, and I'm assuming most people who come up with these combos realize, they're probably not super great, but it's still cool. I don't know if overrated is the right word. Maybe overhyped. Tivar. Test 2 or 3 shells, it slots into perfectly. Is this the weakest set since original Ixalan? It does look somewhat weak to me. I don't know. Maybe average, maybe slightly below average. Weak is good. Weak is fine, yeah. Yagma's Cat Oven, Asthma Food. So you're playing black-green, Asthma Food was Daredevil Oven. Roots was Agadas Conjuran and Priest of Forgotten Gods. You bring back a 2-drop with Sivar Trigger, made the token, and you can tap it immediately for mana. And if you break, you just lost the game on the spot. You went 2-drop, 3-drop that didn't impact the board, and you're just dead. We have to make reasonable plays. Alright, I'll just wait till someone lists for Insidious Fruits. I'll add it to the list, but 6 mana cards. It does seem decent, but not sure if we need random 6 mana card in anything. Cruel Whipcracker. 3/2 for 2, Insect Assassin Reach. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target token and open and controls. 3/2 reach for 2, kill a token. So you kill a Fable token? Wow. Sub? Incredible. Someone subbed. 3 subbed. Yeah. Da-da-da. Kill the blood token, kill the Fable token, kill the shark token, kill the treasure token.
Bonjour Gab. Comment Cavier?
Comment Cavier? Really? Really, Lady Robot? That's the best you can do? Sorry. Terrible French. Yeah, thank you so much for the 20 months. Merci beaucoup. Ça va très bien, écoute. Yes, Fable pushed out. Fable obsolete. Alright. Let's move on. Any good cards? Good cards, mod check. Hey! Pix was a prime sub. Hype train. Wait, 2 subs is a hype train now? Damn. Let's go. Kill your crap token, yeah. 4 mana instant urgent necropsy. What's so urgent about it? Yo, Pix. Thank you so much for the prime sub. Welcome to Sewer and enjoy the wonderful world of ad-free stream. Alright. Additional cost, collect Evident X, where X is the total mana value of the permanent dispels targets. Total mana value, okay. Destroy up to 1 target artifact, creature, enchantment, and planeswalker. Who are you even getting? Has to be exact cost. Make mono-white humans great again? Mono-white humans got a couple interesting cards. Thanks, very excited for your takes on Karlov Construct. Well, we're at the end almost, but I will go over the cards that I thought were, or that we thought were noteworthy. What are your thoughts on the RC winning Rhinos list? It was fine. I mean, obviously, my card was like my list was 5 or 6 card difference, so I did go 1-4 draw, but there's old variants involved. His list was fine. There's a lot of things you can debate on the last few slots, and maybe having a second Murktide was smart. Worse than Binding of the Old Gods, yeah. Who would you even get pretty badly? Ragdos Smith has like enchantment, artifact, creature. Would have to have a full graveyard. It's 4 mana, can get countered. It's only one creature. You can't even kill multiple creatures. Seems so wonky, right? Maybe it's good as a one-off in some. Who even plays black green in the format right now? Amalia combo. Amalia's not bad at filling up the graveyards. You don't wanna. It does get rid of a lockdown potentially. I don't know. I feel like that card, Grease Fang, yeah. I feel like that card's kind of card that you should just know exists, and it's a pretty weird card and hard to visualize, I think. I'll add it to the list. Sultai Control. The problem is it's really expensive, and anytime it's more of a sideboard card, it feels, or one of. Agorist Code, Spirit of Justice. 4 mana, 2/4, double strike, vigilance, spirit detective, it's a spirit. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, choose up to one target creature. If it's suspected, exile it, otherwise suspected. So you're supposed to suspect a creature, they can't block. You suspect their shield red, they can't block. You get to bash, and if it does untap and live, at least if it dies, it's done the damage. Well, the damage, it's suspected a creature. Double strike vigilance, it hits hard, it blocks. It blocks pretty well too. Does it? No, it blocks pretty well. I don't know, man. Just who's gonna play that cards? It's a legends. Maybe some crazy 5-color legend, but there's probably better than that. Eventually I'll give Retirement another shot, but not today. Is it Trotsky's Invitational cards? Aurelia, the Love of Flying Vigilance Haste. Whenever a player attacks with 3 or more creatures, you draw a card. Whenever a player attacks with 5 or more creatures, it deals 3 damage to each of your opponent and you gain 3 life. Flying Vigilance Haste. Maybe if it had lifelink. Dogwalker. Lightning Helix. Gab, is it worth splashing for Lightning Helix? No. No, it's not. Never. Don't do it. As these Niv decks, do they want Lightning Helix? If you're playing Omnath, Lightning Helix is probably easier to cast than Abrupt Decay. It does line up pretty well. The lifelink is nice. 3 damage is nice. Even kills that like 1/3 people are playing sometimes. I mean, you'll see playing these Nif piles, right? At least one. I mean, if you're playing Jeskai for other reasons, and then Helix obviously is a decent spell, but I don't know. Anyone has thoughts? Jeskai for Fable? What? Okay, yeah, now we're talking. If you're playing Fable and then you get Helix. The removal is pretty weak in blue-white control. You have Get Lost now, but it's still not great. Will I post a list? Yeah, I can post it in the Discord. Are you in the Discord? I'll just post it in general, probably. Or you can just check the VOD. You know, there's like an option to check the VOD. Maybe, I guess, go to the end of the stream of today and I'll probably do a recap. But I'll post it in the Discord. I might make a YouTube video with my top cards of the set if I find the will, like 10-15 minute video. But thanks for a sub, appreciate it. Meddling Youth, 4/5, blah blah blah. War Leader Skull, new anthem, 3 mana, creatures you control get +1/+1 whenever a creature enters the battlefield under control. War Leader Call deals 1 damage to each opponent. So people mentioned that for Boros Convoke, which I think is a pretty mid deck, and There's just so many cards like that you can play, and they're just like, is that even better than the white case? This is 2 mana. When this case enters a battlefield, choose target creature you don't control. Each creature you control deals 1 damage to that creature. Solve 3 or more attack creature this turn, and then your creatures get +1/+0. So this is like a removal spell, and it's a little cheaper. And then you get a Crusade effect, but the other one is like more damage right away. It doesn't tap to the 1/2. I'm not really seeing it, but Anthem effects are just, they need to really push them more than that. Was Ojer? Okay, that's fair. That's a pretty good combo with Ojer. Ojer is a 4 mana god that I would say like deals 4 damage. Does it trigger off Ojer? You just go that into Ojer, 4 damage. Alright, deals 5 damage because Ojer is a 5/5. Okay. Convoke, maybe not, but Ojer, you got my attention. White Reds. Alright, I'll add it to the list because of Ojer. Just a little more mid-rangey deck, maybe. Question mark, does it not work? Or it's different Ojer. Getting a little dark. Is that Houghton as Ojer? I don't know, probably not. So what would an Ojer War Leader call? So you're playing just all creatures, basically. Just good cards, white, red, good cards. Like maybe you play Lightning Helix. But I really just don't want spells in that deck. The red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than Ojer's. Excellent. Oh. So your Lightning Helix deal 5. Do you gain 5 or do you gain 3? You gain 3 life. Let's go to his tokens now. Yeah. I mean, Pakal. Pia. Yeah, I mean, you want some 1-drops. So wait, whenever... No. It's a War Leader that deals the damage. It's a red source. For red source you control will deal an amount of non-combat damage. So you still want to play Epicure. Yeah, I mean, you just play the usual, right? Kind of that mono-red deck, but maybe... Do I still have that deck build? I played it in a league and it was like, it's that deck. It was pretty bad for me. So you probably want to cut Vortex. Probably sideboards. Probably want to cut Chandra. Maybe we can do better. We get white now. You want to be even color or white splash? How does the fast mana work? You do get fast lands. You get fast land pathways. Your mana should be decent. Mardu Anvil? Nah, that's bad, I think. You just pick one or the other. Do I have the white-red deck build somewhere? Don't think I do. Convoke. Pia. Pia. Isn't that too mopey if you start doing Pia things? Or is Pia that good on its own? Top you control have haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, create 1/1 colorless sculpture. I think it's too much, right? You gotta pick. I mean, because this is already 8 cards in your deck, the 4. I will say, like, double, you just, if you have like 2 in play and you play an Ojer, it's just 10 damage. That does sound kind of really powerful. And the cards are like kind of fine on their own. Oh, 12 damage, yeah. And it's somewhat lockdown proof, which is nice. You probably just main Ferocity, which helps a bit against Amalia if Amalia's still a deck. Yeah, you can probably play Helix. Play with Fire is kind of nice in that deck, but probably don't have to play White Slash. Yeah, you could play a second Sokenzan. Just, yeah, Crusade into Sokenzan is pretty good. Honestly, it's like a decent spell. Firebrand, too bad. Yeah, Firebrand. I mean, you have white. I think you're probably going to play a fairly even mana base. So you can get the best of both worlds. Maybe there's like secretly how would you sort that? Any broken any broken golds? Gold 2-drop. Probably creature. Or even like hybrids? Any hybrid what's going on here? There's no hybrid red white spells at all. Me just play NT. Just cause NT. NT good. Alright, white reds. What you got? That's decent with Crusade. I mean, you know, your end step, if you can roll it, that's pretty good, right? It's good with Kumano. It's good with, it works with Kumano faces Kakazan, right? If it lives. Pakal. Yeah, but you already have Crusade, so you have to choose between Pakal and Ferocidon, probably. You make 1/1 every turn if lands, yeah. Yeah, and it pings. That card's like decent. Mentor. That card's pretty solid. Free one adventure that gives your burn spell lifelink, that's probably too bad. Wow, Watchful. They really missed their shot there. Instead of calling it the Sky Terror, they could have just called it the Flying Menace. That'd been gas. Missed opportunity. Nah, it's not from me. I don't remember who brought it up one day. I don't even know if it was on my stream or when we were drafting the set before PT, but can't remember who came up with that. Hey, Alsik, what's up? I didn't see you in. Weren't you in Ghent? Did we see each other? I feel like I didn't see you. Maybe you said hi? I forget. Or am I confused? Code Jeskai was Helix in Type 2. I haven't played Standard in a while. There's other good red cards, why not? I mean, that card's decent with Crusades. It's like 4 power on 2-drop, and you get the ping. Yeah, I know it's when it attacks, but I mean, your creatures have to live, right? Double strike. Yeah, I saw you, but there was a lot of people. Dude, you don't people never you would especially you. I mean, even just people come up and they're like, "Oh, I saw you yesterday, but I didn't want to bother you," and they wait and basically never bothering me. Anyways, I'm assuming your tournament didn't go well, right? Modernist. That card used to be a thing. I think Copter is a card. Scry 2 when it crews a vehicle. Guess well, probably Powercraft. Oh, you did? 10 for 1? What do you play? And you fell short, 1 win short of, well, still a good finish. Tough though. Did you even get a bit of money for 10 for 1? It's so rough, 1,000 players. Hope they adjust a bit. Nothing insane, right? What's the best 2-drop? This one combos a bit. This one combos a bit. Nothing I like. Wow. I did the last one to get top 64. Wasn't sure to get 40 or was a win. Creativity, I didn't have enough time to see a good deck. Yeah, Creativity had a good weekend. Resolute Reinforcement. It's not great with Ojar though. I guess it's fine cards. 4 power. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if we're playing 4 Crusades, just the best. And then what does a Kalpakal do exactly? I guess you want some cards that combo well as a Kalpakal. We're gonna play that card. Well, I guess it's not how you spell it. Maybe it's not how you spell it. Oh, Anim Pakal. Every attack with 1 or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on it, then create X where X. Okay, so it doesn't really combo with anything in our deck, but it just, well, the tokens are nice, obviously. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, if people are not playing, if you don't expect, if Amalia is not a thing, maybe this is just better than Ferocity. This combos with Diadem. I don't know where a call came from. I don't know. Just me making stuff up. Gleeful. Yeah, I mean, you can just slot that card into Convoke, but I don't think it's going to make the deck much better. I'd be more excited in Convoke about the case, like either main if you think there's enough creatures in the format, or a sideboard card where you get to kill something and then flip it in a Crusade, and just seems like a decent and nice swing, and it's pretty cheap, but maybe sideboard cards, maybe like small improvements. All right, next Doppelgang, crazy card, blue green XXX for each of X target permanents, create X tokens that are copies of that permanent. So it's like kind of exponential. So for 5 mana, you get 1 copy of a permanent, and then for 8 mana, you get 2 copies of 2 permanents for each of, and then for 11 mana, you get 3 copies of 3 permanents. 5 mana clone is not the worst, right? It's not good, but yeah, it's not good. Let's move on. Okay, Kellen, a new Kellen. Tail the suspect. 2 mana, blue green, investigate. You may play an additional land this turn. Oh, I'm not sure I realized that card investigated on the sorcery part. For some reason I missed it. And then it's a 3/4 flying vigilance. Whenever it attacks, destroy up to 1 target artifact. If you control that permanent, draw a card. It is decent utility. A little RAM potentially. A little card advantage. You can play it in Cascade decks, I guess. Ramping into 4 to Cascade's not the greatest, but maybe it was mistranslated, Brennan, if we both missed it. I don't know. Yeah, it ramps into itself. Need the land still. Alright, next. I'm seeing that card's not playable. Repulsive Mutation. Oh wait, it's a counterspell. 1 sec. Blue, green, X, instant. Put X +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So you need to have a creature. Oh no, you don't. Wait, do you? Then counter up to 1 target spell unless it's controlled, paying mana equal to the greatest power. Wait, what? Wait, that card's actually kind of decent. So you need a creature, though. That much is true. But even if you just pay, it can be 2 mana counterspell. Wait, what? That card's pretty good. Blue green though. Blue green decks. Banned spirits? Nah. It's a better unified will. And Pioneer though. Who's playing that card? And then it's not good enough for modern. Alright, I'm gonna right, same card, kind of card you should know exists, but I'm not sure who's gonna play it. Blue green flash and Pioneer was the wolf. Yeah. Any modern cards? Well, I was hoping you'd be here for all the Insidious Roots Brews. Modern cards. Cryptic Coats, the equipments, maybe. I'm not sure. That's all I got for you. 4 mana Vanifor Evolving Enigma. 3/4 for 4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one cloak a card from your hand. Put a +1/+1 counter on each Karlov creature you control. Card seems fine. It's not a come into play per se, but at least it like doesn't have to live the turn to start doing stuff. Does it have a home? Pick your poison decent sideward card for Yogg. Is that really what's missing to Yogg? Like 1 mana. I haven't thought about it. Maybe it just fills a nice hole. Soul Hoarder, Vanifor, get Omniscience into play. What? Oh, you blink the close off. Nice. Soul Hoarder's back. For all the Elfus Wizards. Maybe blue-green artifact, blue-green beatdown. Alright. Modern card coming up. Pipilaf. Push-pull. Black or white 1, destroy target tap creature, sorcery speed. Amazing. 6 mana. Put up to 2 target creature cards from a single graveyard onto the battlefield near control to gain haste. Okay. Hoping that was not the card. Good card for Rhinos. The hustle one. Instant. Target creature attack or blocks if able. Oh, amazing. Bustle. Creatures you control get +50 and gain control. Okay. Hope that's not the one. Are they all as bad? Do I have to keep reading them? Cease desist. Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. Target player gains 2 life and draws a card. Okay, I mean, that one's kind of cool. It does stuff. I like that card. It draws a card and gains some life. So, 2 mana. Exile up to 2 cards from a single graveyard. Target player gains 2 life and draws a card. Dude, that card's like busted. I mean, we literally used to play a white and 1, gain 3 life, draw cards. And 6 mana, just win the game against like a couple decks. I'm adding it to the list. Is that how you spell desist? No. Nice. I'm corrupting the list? The list? What? You guys don't think that card is good? Then like Phoenix meta, you get to kill Lockdown and Hardcast Sharks. It's like Graveyard Hate. Play that card in Rhinos. Anti-living in cards. It's like Fire Ice, but better. And then the games kind of drag on a bit against it's good against Caldron. You exile their first few creatures against Caldron against Scales. Plus butter. I am not gonna butter. Flotsam? Is that a word? Alright, I guess I'm learning a second word today.
Flotsam. Flotsam. Flotsam.
Flotsam. The wreckage of a ship or its cargo found floating on or washed up by the sea.
Flotsam.
Mail 3 cards investigates. It's kind of cool in living, and it pitches to grief and force of negation and subtlety and endurance. 6 mana. Each opponent mails 3 cards then you may cast a spell from each opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. Spell cast this way would be put in the graveyard, exile it instead. This will not be played in Living End. Watch me. Watch me flotsam. Watch me flotsam some noobs. I mean, it's basically Waker of Wave, but better. Add it to the list. May not. Alright, I don't know. That card, I can't. I'll pass. Actually, I already broke it, so I can't talk about it. Sorry. Format's broken. It's basically like that arena deck, the Geist deck. If I have that card in my opening hand, it's just game. If I have that card in my first 3 opening hands, the deck's just super broken. So yeah. Hopefully I don't run too bad and I'll easily win the Pro Tour or one of my teammates. No, but seriously, does anyone have a good deck with Leyline? Actual, like, reasonable lists. Niv, 6/6 flying hexproof from Multicolored. When it deals combat damage to a player, it deals X damage to any target. Target player draws X card, and you gain X life for X number of different colors pairs among permanent you control that are exactly 2 colors. Hexproof from Multicolored. What does it die to? How do you trigger it, though? This is...